What's going on, guys? It's Tina. Just kind of checking in with a quick update. Don't want to do a super long video. I just don't really have the energy for it. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I don't. But I wanted to kind of hop on here really quickly, do this video, just to kind of talk about where we're at. Today is Friday the 25th. Want to put this together. Excuse me. All right, so I'll start with some good news. So Dad is home from the hospital. So that is fantabulous news. I mean, God is amazing. When I think about the condition he was in when we got to Stanford to now, definitely a miracle. Definitely, God moved some things around and really made it happen so that Dad could come here. So I'm really thankful that he is finally out of that hospital, right? So he's back home. Mom's birthday is tomorrow, so it's a great birthday present for her. And for those of you that haven't been watching my previous content about what has happened to my family, I definitely advise you to go back and watch some of the earlier videos that I have done where I talked about everything our family has been put through here in Stamford, Connecticut. But like I said, yeah, when I say mom or I say dad, I'm talking about my husband's parents. I refer to them as mom and dad. Mom's birthday is on Saturday, so dad coming home on Friday is a really great birthday present for sure. So aside from that, he's here. He's going to continue to recover here. I love that he's here. I can help now, whereas they made me feel like I couldn't even go to the hospital to see my dad and whatnot. So the fact that he's home, I can actually help mom out. So that's great. I've had to put together a small team of people to just kind of help me with things because it was just becoming very overwhelming for me to try to handle everything myself. So I actually have leaned on a few people to help me do things because it was just getting to be too much for me. So yeah, I'm just really thankful. I'm really thankful for the family and the friends that have really supported us, and whether they called and texted and checked on me or donated or prayed for me and whatever else. I'm just really grateful for that, and I thank you guys all. One of the things that my husband called today, and he was able to speak to his dad for the first time since he got locked up on September the 28th when he got here. So the whole 30 days went by. He hadn't been able to talk to his dad. And he called today from the correctional facility, and I was able to put him on the phone with his dad. So that was really good. He got to hear his voice and they got to hear each other's voices. And yeah, so it was a beautiful thing. I just wish that my husband was here to see his dad be home from the hospital. And one of the things that, dad had said to my husband while they were on the phone, he goes, yeah, the hospital treated me a lot better after you guys had showed up and everything had happened. They started treating me better all of a sudden. And that's why we were here, because the hospital they weren't doing our dad right. And I really think it was one of those things where they thought, oh, y'all just some elderly people, we're going to run all over you and we're going to do whatever we want, right? Which happens a lot. That happens in a lot of instances where these people, they will run over you if they think they can, especially when it comes to hospitals. They're getting paid a lot of money on Medicare. They're just racking up bills, right? Because they know Medicare is going to cover it. So they're just trying to, run up a ticket, basically. And I do really believe in my heart of hearts that's what was going on, because it made no sense. Like, he's just in here. And it's like, what is going on? It didn't make sense. The way that it was happening. It's like weeks and weeks are going by and there's no improvements. Like, what is happening? And I tell you, it wasn't until we came up here on that Saturday that everybody started asking how they can accommodate, what can we do, this, that, and the third. And after they had arrested my husband and all this stuff, they moved my dad to a new room and were accommodating on this. And the doctors were doing new treatments to speed up his recovery. And they were doing all of these things that they should have been doing already, but they weren't doing it. It's like dad was getting sicker and he was getting worse instead of better. And it wasn't until we came up here that all of a sudden they started trying to do all these things that they had never been doing before. So it just backs up the fact of why we needed to come up here and advocate, because the hospital was wrong. They know they were wrong. They know they were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. And us coming up here and wanting to ask questions shine the light on the fact that they were not doing what they were supposed to do. And they thought that they just had some elderly people they could run over, not realizing, no, those elderly people have kids that care, and we're coming up here to advocate for our dad, right? And I do believe they didn't like that. You got people up here asking questions that you don't want to answer. But other than that, man, I'm just happy that it's home. We don't have to deal with that hospital anymore. And now that he's home, and I've already said which hospital it was Stanford Hospital in Stamford, Connecticut is where he was. If you go on Google right now and you look at the reviews for that hospital, you will see so many people with so many negative reviews, and it lines up to everything that we were saying, everything that you heard me say in my videos. There are reviews in there where people talk about how aggressive their security guards are. There are reviews in there where people talk about how their security guards profile certain people of color. There are reviews in there, well, countless reviews where people talk about how terrible the nurses are, how terrible the doctors are at this hospital. There are several reviews where you'll hear people say that there have been some issues of racism at this hospital. So they got a lot of bad reviews there, and it just lines up to what my family experienced and what we were put through doing our ordeal with our dad under their care. So by God's grace, he is home. I have faith that our family will be vindicated. I have faith that we will get on the other side of this. Just putting all my trust in God and leaning into the support system that we have and doing whatever I can and calling on any resources that I can to make it happen, right? So that's where my focus is at right now. And so, yeah, so how you guys can help, what you guys can do, you can share my content like crazy. Even when you think you shared it, share it some more. And when you share it with somebody, ask that person to share it. I've been telling people to use the hashtag sharing is caring because that actually influences people to share it. Believe it or not, when you put that in a post, people will share it when they see it more than likely. So if you can do that, it just helps spread awareness and get more eyes on this story, which is what we need. Also, I put together a press release. I will put a link to that press release in the description of this video and in the comments. Some of you guys have pretty good followings on your own social medias. If you could get on your social media, you can read the press release to your audience if you want to. Or if you know somebody that works in content curation or works at a radio station or works at a news outlet or newspaper or anybody you know that maybe is in your local politics or whatnot that may be able to help spread the word about what is going on with my family, you could take that press release, you can download it to your computer, and you can email it out to anybody that you think may be able to help. Another way you can help is to donate. I have various ways that you can help financially. You can either donate. Let me pull up my GoFundMe right quick. Let me see. So one of the things you can do to help is you can contribute to our GoFundMe page, which goes towards the legal bills and everything that we need to be able to get justice in this case, that this thing that's going on, with a family right now up here in Stanford. I don't care if it's $5. I am just thankful. Just whatever you can donate. That is one option. And as you can see, we're almost at about $3,500 raised on GoFundMe since that campaign has been running. Another option you can do, I have products and services. If you want products and services, we can do that as well. That is another way that you would definitely be able to help. Let me go over here. So another thing you can do to help is purchase products and services. I know some of you guys are still trying to break into tech and you probably need some help with that. And I was doing a good bit of that before everything had kind of happened. But I want to crank this back up so I can use these proceeds to contribute those proceeds towards legal fees and everything we're going to need to get through this thing, right? So I have some products and services on my Buy Me a Coffee website, and we'll go through them really quickly. So I just released a 50 tech sales interview questions little booklet that I have offered right now for $19.99. What you get for the 50 tech sales interview questions, you get 50 questions, right? You get guidance on how to answer those 50 questions, and you'll also see example answers for each of the 50 questions on there. And this is specifically for people that are trying to break into tech sales. And the reason why I'm doing tech sales, because that's the industry that I broke into, and it's the one that I understand the best because I worked in it, right? So like I said, if you guys want to contribute in any kind of way to kind of help our cause and help me with legal fees and whatever else, and plus I can give you something in return, and you're trying to break into tech sales, check out the 50 tech sales interview questions booklet that I put together. It is on my Buy Me a Coffee site. I will put the link to it in the description and in the comments. $20 gets you the 50 tech sales interview questions with guidance on how to answer the questions and example answers for each one of the questions. All right. So that's that. The other thing I got in here is a LinkedIn page revamp. Say for instance, you don't know, a lot of people are just getting on LinkedIn for the first time, and I realize that. And your page may not be tailored in a way that will bring people to you. Maybe you're not set up correctly to attract recruiters. Maybe your page just needs help, right? So with the LinkedIn page revamp, I will actually go into your LinkedIn page. You will have to give me access to your LinkedIn page, or if we need to set one up from scratch, we can do that too. I have access to your LinkedIn page. I can go in there and I can put headers in there. I can go in there and rework your work history so that it matches up with, a resume or whatever. I can go in there and put in all the keywords and all the right words that you would need to bring the recruiters to you. It also includes me giving you endorsements of your skills, and it also includes me writing a recommendation for you that will show on your LinkedIn page. So basically what I would be doing is setting your LinkedIn page up for success for you, right? Including making sure you got the right headshot on there, pretty much everything you need to look like you work in the career that you're trying to transition into. So that's what the LinkedIn page revamp is. You turning over your LinkedIn to me and let me work magic and get it looking the way it needs to look so that you can attract more recruiters and more career opportunity to your page, right? All right, so that's one of the services that I'm going to be offering. Another service I'm going to offer is going to be the resume revamp services. Now, I've done some resumes for people in the past, and I hadn't charged $1 for it. So now I am going to start charging for the resume revamp. A lot of us have janky resumes. I ain't talking crap because I had a janky resume, right? So for those of you that you got a resume and it's not getting you anywhere, you're not getting any bites, or you have no idea where to start when it comes to fixing your resume, then this is going to be for you. That's $75. It includes a 30-minute consult. Also, the LinkedIn page revamp, it also includes a 30-minute consult as well. So on your resume, all I ask is if you have a resume that we can use, you send that to me and I will build on that resume to improve it and make it better so that you can start getting phone calls for interviews, right? Or if you don't have a resume, that's totally fine. All I need you to do is make sure that I have your work history for the last 10 years, any education that you have, any courses, any licenses, any certifications, pretty much everything that you have. And that conversation will be had during the 30-minute consult that is included in that $75. And like I said, if you did the LinkedIn page revamp as well, the 30-minute consult is included in that $100 as well. All right, so the other two services that I have, I do have a 1-hour strategy session that is $50. So, and that's whatever you want to talk about. Maybe you got an interview coming up and you want to strategize, right? Or maybe you're trying to figure out how can I, do my interview outreach? Can you help me with that? Or maybe you just want me to review your resume. I'm not going to do it, but you want me just to review it for you, right? And give you some tips and things during that strategy session. Maybe you want me to review your LinkedIn page. I'm not going to fix it for you myself, but I can look at it and say, hey, you need to do these things, right? So whatever you need that can be done during that 1-hour strategy session, $50 gets you 1 hour with me, right? Then we have a 30-minute consult, 30-minute consult to talk about whatever you want. 30 minutes for $30. And you notice you get a price break if you do the hour, right? So to have those out there for you, and we can talk about anything you want in the 1-hour strategy session and anything you want on a 30-minute consult. I just ask people to give me a heads up, like what you want to talk about beforehand so that I can prepare so that we can maximize that time and make sure we're spending the time wisely. Okay. So that's what we have, man. So if you want to, you can donate to the GoFundMe. But if you're someone like, you want to be able to contribute to also get something back, those are the services that I'm also providing. So I'll go over them again. Got your $19.99, 50 tech sales interview questions booklet with example answers. You can get a LinkedIn page revamp service for $100 where I go in there and physically fix your LinkedIn. You can get a resume revamp where I go in there and rewrite your resume or write your resume from scratch for $75. That includes a 30-minute consult. The LinkedIn page revamp includes a 30-minute consult. And then the 1-hour strategy session where we talk about whatever it is you want to strategize on for an hour at $50. And then lastly, you could get a 30-minute consult where we talk about whatever it is you want to talk about for the 30 minutes at $30. All right. So that's available on my Buy Me a Coffee site. Like I said, I'll put that link in the description and in the comments. I'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the description and the comments. And as well, on my Gumroad, if for some reason you don't want to purchase the 50 tech sales interview through the Buy Me a Coffee, you can go to my Gumroad and get the exact same 50 tech sales booklet for the $19.99. So I'll put that link in the description and in the comments as well. All right. So I think that's about it. So let me get back on what I was saying as far as like the updates and things are concerned. Yeah. So my husband called this morning, was able, like I said, talk to his dad for the first time since he's been, since he got locked up on September the 28th, which was absolutely beautiful that they got to talk. I just wish that they both could have been here in person in time for Mom's birthday. That would have been amazing, right? So what's happened? So on Wednesday, what was that? The 23rd, I believe. We had our bond hearing, and I had every intention. Like I just knew it. Like I had prayed on this thing. I just knew that I was going to take my husband home on Wednesday, that everything was going to rule in our favor. They were going to revise the conditions in a way that would allow us to get him out using a surety bond company. Did not go the way I planned. The judge did not budge on the bond conditions. He left them as they are. He was like $100,000 is the bond. And if you want to get him out, you have to pay 30% of that in cash to the court, which is $30,000. So he absolutely did not budge. Instead, he stuck to it. And then he threw on here, oh, you got to get a mental evaluation because I need to make sure you're not a danger to society and all this. And I just can't believe he went there. First of all, I'm questioning, like, has anybody even watched the footage from the hospital or the footage from the police cams? Because if anybody on that side had watched any of that, you guys heard my audio, which is going to link up directly to the footage, right? If they had watched that footage, they would know that my husband is not a danger to society, because they'll look at the way he came in there and what we did and what happened, and they'll see that we didn't come in there starting a ruckus. Everybody around us was starting a ruckus while we were standing there trying to get a doctor, a medical professional, and everybody around us was tripping, right? So I don't have any words for what happened on Wednesday. It was crazy. So other than that, man, so with that being said, my husband is still locked up. And I'm working to get him out of here, right? I am doing everything I can to raise the funds needed to make his bail, and also to raise the funds needed for any legal fees and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys know where we were and tell you guys what you can do to help. Like I said, you can share all of my videos. If you have a social media following, talk about my story on your platform. I'm also doing interviews. If you know someone that is another content creator that would not mind me coming on and actually sharing my story on their platform, I will do that as well. So just share that. Like I said, I'm putting a press release, a copy of my press release. I'll put a link to it in the description in the comments. If you know anybody, you can share that press release. Or if you have a social following yourself, you want to go on your own channel and read my press release and talk about it amongst your followers, that would be very helpful as well. Another thing you can do, you can donate, whether that be via the GoFundMe page, or you can purchase some of my services. That would help as well. That way you help me out and I help you out, right? So that's all I got, man. Another thing you can do is pray. Prayers are great, so I'll always take prayers, right? But other than that, I just want to come on and let you guys know Dad just came home. We're happy he's here. His recovery will continue. And now I got to bring my husband home, y'all. So that's all I got for now. I'll tap in with you guys. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate everything. I've gotten so many phone calls, so many texts, so many, supportive messages from you guys. So many people telling me, resources, giving me people I can call. So many people, contributing donations, both online and offline. And I appreciate all of it. Let's just keep this thing moving. And I can't wait for the day I get on here and my husband is next to me and I'm like, y'all, he's out. Like, he's right here. Like, and I'm really looking forward to doing that video where he hits out and he is safe and sound and he is right here next to me. Right. So like I said, man, thank you guys for everything. And when I get another update, I will upload it here. But until then, peace and blessings. See you guys later. Take care. Bye.